The Nivea Adder attacks you.
TPK. Hey guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Bob.
I'm Mike.
And this is the Board Game Rundown, and today we're going to do a preview for Vrahode, Age of Prophecy. This is designed by Jeff Irving from Weathervane Games, and this game basically is the dungeon crawler entry level, like we want to get everybody in. We're not going to overcomplicate you with rules. We're going to streamline everything, and it's going to be just an experience where you're just off and running. So basically what's going to happen is you're going to pull out your scenario map. You're going to set up your characters based on their card using your dashboard, which we'll get into in a minute. And yeah, you're going to lay out the map. You're going to read what happens. They give you an enemy list on the map. When you trigger those things, you're going to populate the board with the enemies. You're going to go. You get a movement and an attack. There might be things that give you different attacks, other spells that are going to add extra things that you can do, more damage, more mitigation, which is like your armor class. And you're going to draw initiative. Everybody's going around, and you just go until the battle is complete. If you gain any rewards you might get, and then if there's another scenario on the map, you move on to that one once you've triggered the effect, right? And that is how this is played. It is meant to be played quickly with low rules overhead. And you can get through each scenario fast. And if you have a total party kill for some reason, it's not that much to re-rack and go again because you haven't invested a ton of time into it. And I mean that in like the best way possible. So, Bob,
Yeah.
what are you going to highlight for us?
Well, you know I love a dual-layer player board, so I wanted to go over this player board a little bit. I think it's very unique in how it tracks your different statistics. You have these little cubes with dots on them, so you can tell if you're pointing at the top or bottom row. It's got a little stash here for your rule that you use to power your abilities. You have little cubbies here for your items to go into and equip. You can track your fatigue, your mitigations all tracked on here, your life and movement and all of that. And it's just a very unique way, like to hold your hero card. And it's very interesting. So.
And these are just the prototype.
These are the prototypes.
Yeah, this isn't even the finished version.
They'll be tweaked a little bit, but yeah, it's very interesting.
For the most part, right? Mike.
You know I love it when I'm able to get a game to the table easily, quickly, and frequently. And I think Vrahode excels at this by offering, this is the only map you need to set up this scenario. There's no dozens of tiles with 10A and 12C that I got to sort through to get this set up. This is it. All of the information is right here. All of the enemies, all of the lore, everything is right here. And all you're doing is setting one single map page on the table. And I think that's brilliant. That is one of the things I like the most about Gloomhaven Jaws to the Lion. And I think this is building on this idea with this. And it works extremely well. Our setup was so fast getting this going.
Yes.
The other thing you cannot miss about this is how gorgeous the art is. Not only the characters, but the world building itself. I actually picked the character that is on the box because why not? I thought it was fun and he looks cool. But all of the different scenarios have very thematic environmental art. And this game has 23 credited artists on this game who all brought their own style and amazing creativity to what looks, in my opinion, to be very well done world building.
And it's also like the art is it provides like a cohesive vibe, right? I mean, none of it is like jarringly different.
No.
So that's a great point to bring up. For
Shaded
me,
minis.
yeah. So for me, right, you know, Bob and I definitely are a sucker for good minis in a game. These minis are baller. They all come shaded. That's how they come. That's not like a, hey, upgrade, blah, blah, blah. And again, this is a prototype version. These minis are crazy. They're really good. There's more in the box that we haven't even highlighted. Another thing that's awesome, and I really had to kind of tell myself this because we have played so many different styles of dungeon crawl, is this is very streamlined without feeling basic. So the ease of teach and the rules really keep the gameplay down, the time down, and you can really go through. You get to feel like you can do a lot of things. Everybody's got unique skills and abilities, and contribute in different ways to the encounters. And I just also want to point out that there are these little monster trackers. So depending on the number of monsters, basically just give a player a monster to keep track of. They're going to roll for them. They're going to draw their initiative token. And then they're also then get to track the health and the actions for them. And for me, that's also a good way to keep people engaged when it's not their turn, because you're really paying attention to those sort of things. Again, a very simple, straightforward system that even more seasoned veterans of dungeon crawlers can enjoy. But you can still get this on the table with your family because it's not overbearing.
Right.
But yes, this is a very brief explanation of Vrahode, an Age of Prophecy. But for more, please watch some of our other videos. We're going to have a whole bunch of different videos coming out. We are going to have a raw playthrough of me teaching the game badly on our Patreon, available only to Patreon subscribers. And keep in mind, that is going to be like very limited editing. It's us at the table hanging out. So you get to see us learn a game badly. Anything else to contribute before we sign off?
I think we should talk about what they get for the price point because it's bonkers.
Go for it.
$80.
Oh,
that
right.
whole box.
That's right.
Crazy.
Look how big this box is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of scenarios in there.
And there's no shorting on the quality of components for that price point whatsoever.
Right. That's right. And then like here's map 2, and there's
a bunch of them in the
so
box.
much gameplay. I believe there's like 200 hours of gameplay that's going to come in the box.
That's crazy. And then that 200 hours isn't based on 30 minutes of sorting through tiles.
No kidding.
So, yeah.
No kidding. Yeah. And this game will provide a true sandbox experience because once you've gotten through the introductory scenarios, you can go off and do all kinds of stuff. And you're not limited to that. They have like a random encounter sort of system. So allow you to do all kinds of fun things. So lots and lots and lots of gameplay and variety in here without being overwhelming and having that that daunting rules teach. Well, how can I get this to the table? How can I get people to play this? That's a small rule book, and there's a lot of. I mean, yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, and even the little quick reference on the back was handy.
Yeah, it's great. All right. Well, for the board game rundown, I've been Tim,
Bob,
Mike,
and this is Vrahode, Age of Prophecy. See you next time.